Dr. Fatima Inosta, the Director of Gynecological Project of OCI Foundation. And I must say I'm pleased to be here today because this program actually depicts what the organization stands for. The OCI Foundation was founded in 2016 with the objective of bringing up activities that would actually relay health issues, education, as well as other social welfare to Nigerians and even the globe at large. So for our health aspects, the main things we do include prevention of breast and cervical cancer. And I must say, since 2016 up until now, we have actually taken giant strides, and then we've done a lot of things to prevent breast and cervical cancer. One of the major strides we have taken is inculcating our awareness campaign in the NYSC schedule, such that almost every corps member today here knows about the OCI Foundation and what we have done in prevention of breast and cervical cancer. Now, with this very brief introduction, I'd also like to let you know that the Chief Executive Officer of the organization, the person of Associate Professor Chris Federa, also sends his regards and is also glad that this kind of activity is taking place within our environment. Now, with that being said, I'd like to go into the main discussion of the day, which has to do with prevention of cervical cancer. Now, just as the presenter, actually the first presenter, who is the main organizer of the event, actually introduced, cancer is actually a menace in our society. It has affected almost every family. Even if it has not come to your family, you might have heard of probably your neighbor or your friend somewhere, or somebody somewhere that has had cancer. And it's actually something that, you know, a lot of people get scared of. Once you hear cancer, everybody is just, you know, here and there and looking for help up and down. So some of these cancers, actually, most of them, I'll say the majority, don't actually have a cause. There's no known cause. We only associate it with certain risk factors. But there's one cancer that has an identifiable cause and with associated risk factors, which is cervical cancer. Now, cervical cancer is the cancer that affects the womb. Okay, the mouth of the womb, let me say in specific, which is the cervix, because the womb has different parts. It has the main body, it has the cervix, it also has the fallopian tubes where, you know, all those other reproductive activities take place. But the cervix in particular is where we are concentrating on now. And then it has been identified that there is a particular virus that affects the cervix and then leads to cervical cancer. Now, that virus is called human papillomavirus. If it affects the cervix, it doesn't really manifest immediately. It may take a long time, probably like, let's say like even from 1 year to 10 years and even beyond, before its manifestation can actually come out as cancer. So once it affects the cervix, there are certain measures you can actually take in order to prevent any this affectation by the human papillomavirus. Now, because we have actually identified certain risk factors that predispose women to this particular condition, such as having like multiple sexual partners and then not making use of protection appropriately when you are supposed to, and then also having a decreased immunity, like take for example you are malnourished, or even probably you have some certain diseases like even HIV. It can actually bring down your immunity and then it will predispose you to this particular infection or disease. And then if you identify it early, probably by identifying the signs and symptoms which we recognize in the medical field as having some abnormal vaginal discharge, lower abdominal pain, bleeding, abnormal vaginal bleeding, that's to say like for the women, we all know that routinely every month you have your cycle and then you are expected to see your menses as long as you are not in the menopause or you are not in the extreme age where you have not started menses. Now, this bleeding that we are talking about is the one that comes either in between the period or the one that comes after intercourse, because it's not ideal for a woman to have bleeding after intercourse. So if we start seeing some of those signs, we begin to suspect, could this be cervical?
OCI Foundation International will rise by lifting others.